To be here. As you all know, I am the producer of Mundo Latino at the State Fair of Texas. Strategic event, and I have been part of this for 27 years. 27 years at the State Fair means a lot for the Hispanics. We were the only Hispanic agency back when we started. We were the only Hispanic company that came in and brought the culture to the State Fair. If you would remember, or you recall, the State Fair used to have several days that would celebrate different cultures. The Hispanic culture was never represented there. Things have changed in the 27 years that we've been there, and throughout the course of the 27 years, we have offered different exhibits at different buildings at the State Fair of Texas. This year we're proud, very, very proud, to announce that we have a presenting sponsor that has stepped up and has offered to go ahead and support our effort. And they are Bank of Texas, and they're here. And as you can see, there's a little gift bag. Christy is here. Christy, say hello to everybody. And I will be introducing Eli Mercado. Eli Mercado is the Senior Vice President of Managing Director for Bank of Texas. He has taken on the task of supporting our Latino community. For a company to come up and say, all right, I will be the presenting sponsor for any event, means a lot to the Hispanic community, means a lot for us, means quite a bit to the State Fair of Texas. So a big round of applause for Bank of Texas, Mr. Eli Mercado.
Thank you, Rafael. Buenos días, damas y caballeros. ¿Cómo están?
Yeah.
Good, man. Como dice Rafael, me llamo Eligio Mercado y soy Senior Vice President, Private Wealth Advisor for Bank of Texas. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so honored to be representing the bank at this event. And Rafael, thank you so much for inviting us to be here. We are so excited and proud to be the presenting sponsor of this year's Dia de los Muertos exhibit at the Texas State Fair. We look forward to seeing the final product. We're going to have a nice event. We're going to invite our clients, prospective clients, and all our employees to view the final exhibit. Hopefully, many of you will have the opportunity to attend the State Fair and view the exhibit for yourself. The thing is, celebrating the unique cultures that this great state of ours has is just one way for all of us to connect on a much more deeper level and really get to know each other and know what's important to you, what's important to the community. That's why we think this is important for us, a mission for us to do. And so, partnering with the Dia de los Muertos exhibit is just one of the ways the bank shows support and commitment to the Latino community. But more importantly, in my eyes, it honors our rich and vibrant culture, which is very important to me and was important to my family. For those of you that don't know much about Bank of Texas, we are a $48 billion financial services company. We are wholly owned by BOK Financial. We are a regional bank located mostly in the southwestern portion of the United States. We provide sophisticated financial products, customized solutions, personalized service, and we deliver it in a very local way. So we can make decisions really quick. We believe when you collaborate with Bank of Texas, you will quickly understand that our value proposition is about you, our people, and the communities in which we serve, in which we operate. That's our value proposition. Those values are what makes our company successful, has been successful, and will continue to be successful in the past and going forward. The fact is, we are a relationship bank. You know, we believe people do business with people. We think big, we love big ideas, but we know that the most important and critical work happens on a much smaller scale. It happens in our communities, and it happens with our neighbors. That's where we're able to make the greatest impact. And that's why I'm so proud that we are the presenting sponsor of Dia de los Muertos. And with that, muchas gracias por todo su tiempo y que tengan un buen día. Adiós.
Thank you, Ilan. Here you heard it from Bank of Texas. They are committing to our community, which is really great. I want to make sure that everybody takes a little memory of the State Fair of Texas. I put out some cards out there so you can remember the dates. We are at the Women's Museum at the State Fair of Texas, and we have an opening on the 28th of September, which is the day before the fair opening, and I invite everybody to the reception. The reception will be held there, and it is sponsored by all of our sponsors, and one of the sponsors is here, also Domingo Garcia Law Offices, so they're also here as an invitation, so everybody come to the opening. That is on September the 28th at 6:30 at the Women's Museum. Again, thank you all very much. Elba, do you want to introduce our next guest? Thank you all.
Thank you.
See everybody at the State Fair of Texas. September 28th at 6:30.
Excellent.
It's the best event that day.
That's correct.
You know, we're going to be busy that day.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, muchísimas gracias, Rafael. It is free and you all can join us that day. Our next speaker is someone very well known and loved in the Mexican community and in Dallas. His name is the Consul General of Mexico, Francisco de la Torre Galindo. Francisco de la Torre Galindo is the Consul General of Mexico in Dallas since June 2016. He has served as Director of Legal Affairs at the Ministry's Directorate General for the Foreign Service and also as a Director for South America at the Under Secretariat for Latin America and the Caribbean. Mr. de la Torre is an attorney graduated from La UNAM, la Universidad Autónoma de México, and UMA. Right, Paco?
Right.
You know, yo soy sapo, so anyway. You know, his diplomatic experience includes having been in charge of the political and economic affairs, cooperation and protection of Mexican citizens abroad at the Mexican embassies in Brazil and Argentina. Throughout his career, he has participated in seminars and related forums with international, diplomatic, and consular issues in more than 25 cities in the United States. And Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Paraguay, Chile, Venezuela, Great Britain, Ireland, Indonesia, and Singapore. So with that, let's introduce to our friend Francisco de la Torre Galindo. Muchísimas gracias, Francisco, por estar aquí de esta manera.
Muy buenos días a todos. Good morning to everyone. I have about 5 minutes. I'll be very, very brief. Lo primero que les quiero decir es que estoy muy orgulloso porque es el primer evento en mi vida que traigo una guayabera más bonita que Rafa Luna. Esa es una verdad absoluta. Ya tocaba, Rafa, ya tocaba. Segundo, agradezco muchísimo la invitación de LULAC, de Elba, de Domingo, de Héctor, de todo el mundo aquí. Me siento en casa. Sometimes I joke that the Mexican government forgot about me. I've been here the last 7 years, going to the 8th. Y es el privilegio más alto de mi vida estar con la comunidad en Dallas. I'm raising 2 Dallas sons. Así que esta es mi casa el día de hoy. Y lo que acontece para ustedes, y sucede para ustedes y para sus hijos, me afecta también a mí y a mis hijos. Me siento parte de la comunidad. Soy tan migrante como lo son ustedes. Muchas gracias. Eso para empezar. Segundo, yo le decía a Elba, ¿de qué quieres que les hable? Dijo, tú háblales de lo que tú quieras. Estamos en el mes patrio. Aquí le llaman mes de la herencia hispana. Y les quiero decir 3 o 4 anuncios rapidísimos. Número 1, los gritos. Hoy tenemos ya como 35 gritos registrados, 35 gritos a lo largo del Metroplex. Pero para la gente de Dallas tenemos 3 o 4 cosas que es importante que lo registren. El día 15 de septiembre, en el Dallas Symphony Orchestra, va a estar Lila Downs. ¿Quién conoce a Lila Downs? Eso. Entren por los boletos para el DSO. Lila Downs va a estar 15 y 16 de septiembre. Es una colaboración del consulado con el Dallas Symphony Orchestra. Número 2. El día 16 de septiembre tenemos primero en City Hall en Dallas con Mauricio Navarro. Creo que todo el mundo conoce aquí a Mauricio y a Norma Navarro. Y con Telemundo tenemos un grito. Ese grito es a las 6:30 de la tarde. Después tenemos al Ballet Folclórico de México con la Orquesta Sinfónica de Plano en el Iceman de Richardson, con Héctor Guzmán, que también lo conocen todos ustedes, que es un gran director de orquesta. Después corremos de regreso y en el Clan Warren Park, Univision tiene otro grito a las 8:30, 9 de la noche del día 16 de septiembre. Entonces quería yo invitarlos a todo esto. Hay muchos otros eventos importantes para festejar juntos, para sentirnos orgullosos. Y no es un mes solamente, no todos somos mexicanos aquí, ¿estamos? ¿No? Nadie sabe cuando yo cruzo la puerta si yo soy salvadoreño, colombiano, que soy, somos hispanos. Y eso es lo más importante para mí, porque la herencia y el orgullo lo tenemos en la sangre. Así que esto lo menciono porque también es la independencia de varios países centroamericanos. Hay muchos eventos en el Metroplex y debemos sentirnos muy orgullosos de lo que hacemos en este país. Yo me siento profundamente orgulloso, te lo digo a la gente. Siéntanse orgullosos. ¿Ya se acabó esto?
No,
Ya me lo contaron. Se me acabaron los minutos. Ya regresó. Siéntanse muy orgullosos de nuestro color de piel. Porque es nuestro color de piel el que está cambiando a Texas. Porque ya somos mayoría en Texas. Y porque es el trabajo de los hispanos, de los migrantes actuales y de los migrantes que vinieron antes y los que cruzaron la frontera, que este estado sea grande y poderoso económicamente. En el camino cambiamos la vida de nuestros hijos y qué orgullo que podamos darles educación. Este estado de Texas no sería lo que es hoy si no fuera por los hispanos, por los latinos y por los migrantes. Así de sencillo. Así que disfruten con mucho orgullo y cuando les den 5 minutos úsenlos con sabiduría. No se les olvide, aunque me desgañe aquí, me siento muy orgulloso de la comunidad de Dallas, muy orgulloso de cada uno de ustedes. Tengo muchos años aquí, creo que puedo saludar en cada mesa a alguien y decir que es mi amigo y es mi amiga. Así que gracias por siempre hacernos sentir en casa y el consulado está para servir a la gente. Por favor, no compren citas, las citas no se venden. Muchísimas gracias y felices de ¿Preguntas?
Any questions?
¿Es ahora o ya no fue?
Hola,
Buenos días, honorable. Nada más era un comentario para la gente que está aquí hoy. Yo he tenido el privilegio de trabajar con el Cónsul de México. Efectivamente, esta misma semana hemos estado en contacto vía su celular. Entonces es accesible y le quiero dar las gracias por corresponder al llamado y por atenderme y por la atención que ha dado el caso que le he presentado.
Gracias, Lila. Gracias, Lila. Brevísimo, a veces se confunde, sobre todo con la comunidad Mexican American, lo que podemos hacer. Sin entrar en detalle de un tema delicado, simplemente decirles que nosotros les ayudamos cuando se trata de mexicanos o mexicanas en Estados Unidos. Pero si hay algún Mexican American que tiene algún tema en México, ese no nos toca a nosotros, le toca a la embajada o al consulado de Estados Unidos en México, que tiene 11 consulados en México. Entonces, a veces se confunde la función que tenemos entre la comunidad mexicana, la Mexican American Community y los expats que tienen en México, pero también podemos con mucho gusto explicarles y crear estos puentes. Para mí es tan importante. Tengo familia Mexican American, ustedes, muchos de ustedes son Mexican American y lo que llevan con orgullo es su idioma. Y perdón por haber hablado todo en español. By the way, and I want to say this, it doesn't make you less Hispanic, not understanding Spanish. We're not speaking Spanish. The language is not the crowd is in your heart. So thank you so much.
Bueno, señor cónsul Mateo. Bueno, primeramente lo felicito por venir a explicar a la gente que las citas no se venden. ¿Saben quién es ese que las vende? Los que venden aseguranzas, no sé cómo las logran, pero no es en el consulado, es por medio de la computadora. Aparte nosotros, las personas, tenemos el orgullo de que nosotros no podemos hacer colas de 60 años para arriba. Usted entra, pida lo que pida, allí se le atiende al instante.
65, over 65, you don't need an appointment at the Mexican consulate. And another thing that I know someone is recording this, so it's a risk, and I'll take that risk.
La credencial para votar con fotografía. ¿Les gusta lo que está pasando en México? Voten. ¿No les gusta lo que está pasando en México? Voten. Pero voten, porque tenemos la oportunidad de hacerlo en el exterior a través de la credencial para votar con fotografía. Estamos aceptando a la gente sin cita en el consulado para sacar exclusivamente la credencial para votar con fotografía del INE entre 7:30 de la mañana y 9 de la mañana, con todo gusto. Y mayores de 65 años, no hay que hacer cita. 64 años, 11 meses, no. 65 años cumplidos, no hay que hacer cita para pasaporte, matrícula consular o credencial para votar del INE. Doña Gloria, gracias.
Una pregunta. Por ejemplo, yo quiero renovar mi cita de votar.
Sin cita entre 7:30 de la mañana y 9 de la mañana. Además, yo no sé si usted es mayor de 65, no creo. No creo, pero si lo fuera puede ir sin cita.
Gracias, Consul.
Remember the 5 minutes, it's over, so go.
Has INE started talking about the process for absentee voting for the Mexican presidential election for next year?
Yes. En buen español, el año que viene hay votaciones en México muy grandes donde puede participar la comunidad. Hay gobernaturas,
Hay diputaciones migrantes en varios estados.
hay senadurías y la elección presidencial. Ya el INE, remember something, it's not the Mexican government like it happens in the US that is in charge of the Mexican elections. We have an organization called Instituto Nacional Electoral. They are in charge of these elections and we work with them, but we are not part of the organization of the elections. Yes, we are aware of that and we want everybody to participate in the Mexican election. Thank you for asking. Señora, por favor.
A todos los inmigrantes que no tienen identificación con el cambio de leyes que ha habido, para que tengan alguna, qué sé yo, un INE, cualquier identificación es buena.
Trabajamos mucho con la gente que no ha tenido una identificación. Es un problema. Yo a veces sufro con la gente que va al consulado y no tiene. Hemos ayudado a gente incluso que puede demostrar que estuvo en el high school con una foto del yearbook. Lo que queremos ayudar a la gente, porque el proceso más largo es uno que requiere una identificación genética a través de pruebas de ADN, como estos que se hacen con Ancestry.
Le pedimos a la gente que se lo haga en un proceso para que no tengan una doble invisibilidad. Si usted tiene un caso específico, le dejo mis datos y con mucho gusto ayudamos en este proceso que no es corto, para confirmar que la persona es mexicana y pueda, si nunca tuvo un documento, tener acceso a un documento. El derecho a la identidad es fundamental y si estamos de este lado lo que queremos es ayudar. Así que muchas gracias por preguntar.
Muy bien. Well,
Gracias.
let's give a round of applause to Francisco de la Torre Galindo, México.
Si no me quieren aplaudir, a mí aplauden en la guayabera, Chihuahua.
A la guayabera le aplaudimos otra vez. LULAC, let's show we love guayaberas. There we go. Okay, from the Mexican consulate now we go to the party chair for the Dallas County Democratic Party, Mr. Carlos Coleman. Mr. Coleman is a remarkable politician figure here in Dallas County. As the chairman of the Dallas County Democratic Party, he brings extensive experience from both the public and the private sectors. Before taking on his current role, Carl served as a grassroots labor union organizer for the American Federation of Teachers, AFT, where he honed his skills in advocacy and issue-based organizing. Carl's distinguished background extends beyond the realm of politics as a decorated U.S. Army veteran. He combines the discipline and problem-solving skills acquired. Claudia, can you bring me your mic because this is obviously, not working very well today. So as I was reading, as a decorated U.S. Army veteran, he combines the discipline and problem-solving skills acquired during his military service with astute political acumen. That is very needed, Mr. Coleman, and your job. Grounded by his faith and commitment to social justice, Carl is also a licensed minister and co-founder of the Liberation Fund, a national civil rights organization dedicated to liberating those unduly impacted by police brutality and the criminal justice system through litigation, reconstructing justice through legislation, and building stronger communities through our learning programs. This underscores his unwavering dedication to actively creating a more just society. We are very proud to present you to Chorizo and Menudo, a friend of this group, a young, energetic, smart man that is leading us in the Dallas County Democratic Party. Let's give a round of applause, démosle un fuerte aplauso a Carter Coleman, our party chair for the Dallas County Democratic Party.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for the warm introduction, Commissioner. I really appreciate you and this audience. Good morning, buenos dias. Good to see all of you this morning. I have a few friends who I brought with me this morning. The Vice Chair of the Dallas County Democratic Party, Jasmine Flores. And then our newly hired Executive Director, Chris Leal. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. All right, and I may pull up Jasmine in a second if there's anyone who needs translation services as well. All right. First of all, Commissioner and everyone, I want to apologize for my tardiness this morning. I woke up in my home this morning and it was close to 90 degrees in my house. I realized that once I woke up that my air conditioner had broke or went out overnight. And kind of threw me off of my game, threw me off of my schedule, so I was rushing to get here. But on the drive over here, I was thinking about how hot it was in the house and trying to get everything going for the day. But I took a step back to think about all of our friends, our hermanos, our tios, who work every day in the climate, every day outside, in extreme temperatures, record temperatures right here in Texas. And I think about the power of organizing. Why is organizing so important? Senator Nathan Johnson is here. We talk about what's going on down in Austin. We think about the power of organizing the Death Star bill that Governor Greg Abbott is pushing, not allowing construction workers to take water breaks during record temperatures in Texas, not allowing construction workers to take rest breaks during extreme temperatures in Texas. So when I woke up this morning, I thought about how almost 90 degrees in my house, but not really quite the temperature or the heat that our friends feel in the element every day as they're trying to work just to make a living for their families, and the sacrifice that they make every day, putting their lives and their bodies on the line to make sure that we all can have a better Dallas County. So I want to talk about that this morning, just the power of organizing. I see a few elected officials in the room. I don't know if we've already done that. I see Senator Nathan Johnson, I see Sheriff Marion Brown. See our constable there in the back. Anyone else in the room? I miss anybody. If I can't see you, please stand up and announce yourself.
I already introduced David Espinosa.
David Espinosa. Brent Perry.
Brent Perry.
All of our precinct chairs that are in the room.
Yeah.
Former precinct chairs.
Former precinct chair.
Former precinct chairs. Dan Barnos with Richardson City Council. You see you. Anyone else?
Anyone else? Right now, I know the Sheriff Brown just working. Candidates. Any candidates? I know we have Tracy coming. Any
Constable
candidates?
Deanna Hamming.
Oh, Lupe Valdez running for sheriff.
Absolutely.
Lupe Valdez running for sheriff.
Candidate Lupe Valdez running for sheriff. Anyone else? Tejano Democrats in the house. Anyone else? Cool. All right. Want to make sure we got the formalities out of the way, but that is also the power of organizing. It's going to take all of us. When we talk about organizing, what does that mean? This is normally looked at from the political landscape as an off-cycle, a non-election year. And I've been trying to debunk that myth every conversation that I've had, every room that we've been in, that there is no such thing as an off cycle. There's no such thing as a non-election year. There's always an election going on, whether it's constitutional amendment that'll be happening this November, where we're going to be voting for a cost of living adjustment for retired teachers. Any educators in the room? Thank you for your service. Let's make sure we give these retired educators a cost of living adjustment this November. Beyond that, we have municipal elections in Mesquite and all around our county this fall. So there's no such thing as an off-cycle or non-election year. Every year, there's time to organize. And so we've been using the language at the Dallas County Democratic Party that right now is an organizing year. 2024 will be a mobilizing year. So we're working to organize everyone that we can, whether it's the Tejano Democrats, whether it's our candidates and our elected officials, whether it's clubs and organizations, allied organizations, making sure that we're organizing everyone that we can, talking to them in the language that they prefer, using language equity and language justice in everything that we do, prioritizing all of these things, organizing now so that we're not talking to voters 6 months, 5 months, 3 months before election time, making sure we're talking to these beautiful students who are in the room, getting their opinions. Thank y'all for being here on a Saturday morning. Talking to the students, asking them the issues that matter most to them, and making sure that they're informed to be able to talk to their peers and their parents about what's going on here in our county. So as we talk about organizing, as we think about the extreme temperatures here in our state, the things that we have to face every day, when we're talking about an impeachment trial that's coming up this week, Tuesday, of Attorney General Ken Paxton. There's so much going on in our state, and the eyes of the nation will be on Texas. And so we have to make sure that we're doing our part. This is an amazing room. Somebody organized this room. Somebody sent the invitations for this room to make sure that it was a packed house. And what happened this morning needs to happen the rest of the election cycle. And so that's why I'm here today. I didn't come with a long speech or a long agenda. I think the Dallas County Democratic Party has to do an even better job of just showing up. Not only showing up, but showing up prepared to listen to the community concerns, and then enacting on all of the things that you share with us. So I want to open it up for questions. Is that okay, Commissioner? I wanted to open up for questions. If anyone has questions about what we're doing at the Dallas County Democratic Party, how we're organizing, how we're mobilizing going into this election year.
About 10 years ago, my father and I started a campaign
Let's go ahead.
to register all the children about to turn 18 years of age because they become eligible to vote. And as a result of our early entree in the Dallas ISD, we've gotten into a big project. In fact, Eric Cenillo and Mr. Marcus, David Marcus, actually underwrote. And you've heard of Mark's proposal and all that. I think that if we continue concentrating on getting, not only here in North Texas and DFW, but throughout the state of Texas, if we were to register all the young people, out of those 5.5 million public school children, maybe there's like maybe 200,000 or more. That could make the difference in any kind of a statewide election and or even our elections here. As you can tell, Dallas County is Democratic. And so maybe we can do the same thing in Tarrant County. Thank you. Is that the question?
Yes. So the question was, how can the Dallas County Democratic Party mobilize and organize students, high school students, college students, and the like? For the students in the room, how many of y'all are 18, close to 18, ready to vote, ready, know the issues? Anybody? We have a few hands. All right, thank y'all teachers and whoever's doing this prep work. So we start right here within the room. Chris Leal, our executive director, on his first week on the job, went over to Eastfield High School and talked to some college students about becoming election judges, clerks, volunteers in the Dallas County Democratic Party. So we're talking to students right now. We've already started that process. We have an engagement at Eastfield, El Centro. We're going to make our way around the Dallas College Network, but then also make sure that we're talking to high school students too. any individual who is 18 years old can get a job with the elections department. You get a job with the elections department, you can run an election during early vote or on election day. I believe Dallas ISD has now allowed students in Dallas ISD to have election day out of school. I believe that happened last election cycle. So not only we're training them, equipping them, but we're also showing them the value that happens when you participate in democracy. So thank you for that question. Anyone else? I'll work my way back. Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is Ray Dos Santos. I'm the LULAC Education Center. I'm wondering, this being Labor Day, are there any opportunities for people in the community to meet some of the candidates that are potentially considering running or anything? Anything going on at Labor Day opportunities that maybe we can take advantage of?
Great question. Questions about Labor Day and the opportunity to meet candidates. The quick answer is yes. On Monday, September 4th, the Dallas County Democratic Party will be hosting our annual Labor Day picnic. What we've done with this picnic is to put labor back into the Labor Day picnic. So yes, there will be opportunity to meet your candidates for municipal elections, candidates for the primary next year, but also to meet the labor organizers who are doing the work every day. We have co-sponsored this year Texas AFL-CIO, CWA, Teamsters, a number of organizations, y'all, Young Active Labor Leaders. So working to put labor back into the conversation and making sure that we have good partnerships with all of our allies. Monday, September 4th at 11 o'clock at Lofty Spaces. So it's right off of Corinth and both of John Boulevard.
Is there a fee?
There's a $15 general admission fee.
Can the students come for free?
You know what? Students can come for free. Students can come for free. Students can come for free. General admission fee is $15, and then also free for precinct chairs and precinct chairs. Precinct chairs and children under 12. So, Lofty Spaces. Lofty Spaces, I believe it's 816 Montgomery Avenue. Near Corinth Boulevard. Yes, ma'am.
All right. I just want to start off by saying I'm proud to be here today and joining everybody. I am here representing on behalf of Bishop Arts STEAM Academy here in the Bishop Arts Oak Cliff community.
Shout out STEAM Academy?
Bishop Arts STEAM Academy.
Bishop Arts STEAM Academy.
Yes. So I'm joining today. I am married to a Latino. I am raising Mexican American kids.
Do you have a question for Mr. Coleman?
Yeah, so our goal purpose today is to reach out. We are hosting Hispanic Heritage Night on September 19th. I'm proud to be present with all of you guys, and I'm actually trying to see if we can have donations for our event. We want to bring the traditions and the cultures to our kids. This is the first time that we have hosted this event at our school, and we want to make it an annual tradition. We have put together a lot so far, but I'm here today to ask for each of you all support in hosting that event so that our children can be proud. It starts while they're young. It starts by what we teach them at school and at home. And I want that to carry on with them throughout the years as they go through the education system.
Thanks so much for your question. If you can get with our Vice Chair, Jasmine Flores, we'll connect with you after you. Thank you so much.
I'm a Democrat and she said kids. I'm going to give us $200. That's what matters.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Rizzo.
We've already been working with you on this question, but I'm going to ask it so you can respond,
right,
so that everybody can hear it. With over 800 precincts in Dallas County, we only have less than 60 Latino. We only have 60 or less than 60 Latino precinct chairs out of over 800 precincts in Dallas County. Would you please share with the group what we're doing to increase the number of Latino precinct chairs?
Thanks for the question, Ms. Rizzo. What we're doing as a party to address recruiting more Latino precinct chairs is that inside the Democratic Party, we've created a Latino ad hoc committee. I believe Ms. Rizzo is a part of that committee. Anyone else in the room that's a part of the ad hoc committee? Thank you all for being here. This committee provided myself, Ms. Flores, with recommendations on how to kind of attack this issue. So we've put together a strategic plan on increasing Latino precinct shares and increasing the Hispanic vote at large. So we put together a finance plan specifically for that. Thank you to everyone in the room who supported our vice chair announcement. All donations from that event are specifically earmarked for Hispanic voter outreach. I think we believe we hit close to $45,000 for that one event. So thank you for your investment and helping us turn out the vote for that. So we're putting together a finance plan, a strategic plan, and then talking to precinct chairs about how to talk best to their neighbors. Any other questions for us?
Hey, we have another one over there. Last one.
I am the communications director for State Representative Ana Maria Ramos, and our big focus right now is legislative push against funding our public schools. And so I just want to kind of put that out there and make sure that we keep that in mind. That special session is supposed to happen. To ask what is the Democratic Party doing in terms of creating opportunities to get involved in contact for issues like that, like adequate funding or just against the school vouchers that really essentially takes money out of our public school education.
So the question is, what is the Dallas County Party doing to mobilize and raise awareness for the fight in Austin about school vouchers, defunding public schools? Great question. Tell me your name. Patricia. I was just telling my team last week, no offense, Senator, that your staff, your team has some of the best communications in the Capitol. So thank you for the work that you're doing. We've been following and reposting. What we're ready to do for the fight in Austin is we're ready to put people on buses during special session if that's necessary. If the representatives or senators need a mass of people to show up in Austin quickly, we've been raising money to make sure that we can mobilize and organize quickly, put people on buses, not just anyone, make sure that we have teachers who are ready to go. Chris Leal, our executive director, is a former teacher at Dallas ISD, so he knows the issues and the fights all too well. So we're ready to organize, we're ready to mobilize. We've been talking to a number of state representatives about how quickly we need to mobilize and get people down to Austin, how we're sharing and amplifying their messages on social media. And then also we've already started a conversation with the superintendents around Dallas County. How many superintendents, we're trying to take a poll of how many superintendents are ready to organize and mobilize right now. I believe Dallas ISD is on board, talking to the other surrounding superintendents, allowing their teachers and support staff to get on the bus with us, go down to Austin, and to mobilize during this special session. So that's what we've been doing so far. Thank you so much for your question and for your work.
Thank you, Mr. Chair Kendall Coleman. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you for being here today. And I want to recognize Ms. Claudia Martinez. Claudia, can you please wave? He is, LULAC 102 liaison to the law office of Domingo Garcia. And if you want to be speaker at one of our Chorizo Menudo, if you are a candidate, if you want to be here with us, we always invite the elected official and of course the candidates. So we try to keep that, in the loop. So please don't hesitate to call at 214-941-8300 and ask for Claudia Martinez. Claudia, muchísimas gracias for all your work. Let's give her a round of applause. Our next speaker today is a candidate, Tracy M. Shelby, candidate for judge at the 162nd Civil District Court. Tracy Michelle Shelby is running for the 162nd Civil District Court in Dallas County in the Democratic primary on March 5th, 2024. Tracy has over 24 years of legal experience in bankruptcy, consumer debt, real estate, personal injury, and civil litigation. In addition to being a seasoned attorney, she holds a master's in business administration in finance from the Clark School of Business in Dartmouth College and a master's of laws in securities. Ms. Shelby, beyond the walls of the courtroom, she has a long list of service communities and an advocate and volunteer recognitions. Tracy's mission as a judge of the 162nd Civil District Court is to decide cases fairly, impartially, and free of political influence or intimidation, to always follow the law and put justice first, and to establish a due process-driven court where everyone is treated equally. Let's welcome LULAC 102 to Tracy Shelby.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's been a long morning, so we're going to stretch, take a deep breath, and get energized. As our new director of our party said, we have to mobilize. So I am coming to you as Tracy Shelby. I am running for the 162nd Silver District Court. Let me tell you a little bit about me, because I think if you get to know me personally, you will understand my true passion. I am originally from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I come from working class parents. I am the first person out of my family who went to college. I am the first person out of my family who has a master in law. I'm the first person who went to law school who has a master of MBA, a master's degree. I am the first. Why am I the first? Because my family, my grandparents, my grandfather, my mother, and my father instilled in me, first, faith leads me. Second, outside of faith, education was the best thing I could do to get myself out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Pine Bluff, Arkansas is a small little town in the country of Arkansas, and we have our issues. But what did I do? I studied. That's the only way I could get out of Arkansas. So, graduated from high school, went to University of Arkansas at Little Rock, went off to Houston, and went to law school at Thurgood Marshall, got a Master of Law from Georgetown University in Securities and Financial Regulation, clerked for 2 federal judges in Philadelphia, and then when I finished my clerkship, I was going to Reed Smith to do securities and financial litigation. What turned the tide for me was I got a fellowship to work for a non-profit called Sisters in Shape. And the purpose of the non-profit was to go to the minority communities, the Hispanic and the Black communities, work with our females who have been abused, uneducated, and low income, to help rebuild them, train them. So during that process, I helped the nonprofit to raise money and to establish it. The president of the nonprofit had an MBA from Wharton School of Business in Philadelphia. So she challenged me. She said, I need for you to go to business school. She said, I need for you to, if you're going to be in our communities doing things, understand finance. So I said, okay, I take your challenge. I love challenges. So I said, if I can get in the top 5 business school with a scholarship, I will go to business school. So I studied for the GMAT, got into a lot of business schools. So I ended up choosing Tufts School of Business at Dartmouth. So went there, got a Master of Law in Finance and Real Estate, went to work for GE Equity. When GE Corporation was a big real estate company, taking companies from public to private. How did I end up in Dallas? Well, first, goes back to where I'm from. My grandmother, who is my sunshine and the ray of my life. She was suffering from dementia. I didn't want her to forget who I was. So I came to Dallas to be closer to Arkansas, started working for a small investment bank. And while I was working there, I had some colleagues to come to me and say, we are getting calls and getting clients coming. Their homes are being stolen. They're facing foreclosure. We don't know what to do. You have an MBA in finance, you do real estate, you understand bankruptcy. What can you do to help them? I said, Those degrees don't matter. What matters is they're preying on our community, and they're not going to do that. So I went to my boss and I said, hey, I need to set up a firm. I need to take these cases. He said, do what you need to do. So I set up my firm. I took these cases and I went to civil court, the same court I am running for. I filed these temporary restraining orders for injunctions, 14 days orders, asking the court to stop these foreclosures because our community was being preyed on. They were coming, knocking on the doors, and you know our community, they won't tell us what's going on. Hispanic or black communities, they won't tell us. They put their head under the ground and they pray about it. So people was coming and say, I'm here, I can help you. God sent you to help me, signing over their homes, paying their mortgages. And these companies were selling houses behind their back. So I went to civil district court, stop this. And the judges told me that we're going to give you the emergency order, but you do not have a good cause of action going forward. So if you know me, don't tell me no. Because if you tell me no, I'm going to get peed off. So I said, okay, state court judges, forget you. I'm going over here to federal. So I went to federal court and I went to Tom Powers, who's over Dallas bankruptcy. I went to Chief Judge Harlan Hale and I said the Hispanic and the black community are being affected. Their homes being stolen. I have clients who don't speak English, cannot read these documents. I have minority senior citizens who's losing one asset they work for their whole life. Our community works for one thing, a home to own, to pass for generations. So Tom Powers and Judge Hale said, if what is happening is true, bring these cases to bankruptcy. Bankruptcy has a 2-year look back. So we can take anything back that has been sold or transferred the last 2 years. So I bought the cases back. I filed lawsuits within bankruptcy court called adversaries. I was able to get the homes back, reverse the transfers, get their deeds back in their name, get them back on good financial footing so we can save their homes. That's when I said, I'm going back to law, I'm going back to practice law full time. My community needs me because if I'm not out here to be their voice, to stop these companies, then they're going to come and steal my relatives' home. So I have to help protect all my senior citizens and my unsophisticated community. So that's where my work started here in Dallas back in 2010 and 11. Then I started getting a group of subcontractors. I live off of Harry Hines. I used to live off of Harry Hines. And everybody on Harry Hines know me. They always come to me for legal advice. So I started getting these group of subcontractors who are undocumented. And they was being taken advantage of from the general contractors. They did not want to pay them. So I'm like, and they're afraid of our courts. Our civil courts is non-reporting courts. We're not obligated to report anything regarding your immigration status. So I started helping them to redo their contracts, start helping them to get money from the general contractors. And then I also started going, I heard about Sand Branch. Sand Branch is a part of Dallas County that doesn't have running water. And I wanted to understand why. So in 2021, I went down to the Sand Branch, started volunteering, bringing water, asking people to bring water, working with the churches to bring this community running water. I would like to say, as the work we has done, we have reestablished the water board. I'm helping to provide legal advice for them. We are close to getting them funded under Biden to bring them the infrastructure so they can have running water. One thing Biden did well was under the EPA, he has the Economic Justice Act that funded it, that any minority community that has been discriminated by our federal government, he's righting the wrong. If you're flooding, if the levee's not built correctly, if you don't have running water, under the EPA Economic Justice Act, he is funding it. He's giving funding to correct this issue. So Sand Branch is one of the communities that's up for funding. I know here on 8th Street, y'all know the bottom is one of the communities getting for funding. I'm asking you to support me. I am of the community, for the community, by the community, and I work in the community. I want this seat to be different. What am I planning to do? Outside of being fair and all of that, I want to go out of my way and bring in our community to teach them, to let them understand that the courts are open to them. I want to reach out to those who face judicial foreclosure, home equity line of credit, and HOA, and get them to come to our court. I want to reach out to our community, those who face consumer debt lawsuits, unpaid bills, to get them to come. I need you. What do I need? I need volunteers. We need to mobilize. I need for you to get my name out and get people to vote for me. I'm asking you for your support. So Tracy Shelby for 162nd Silver District Court, I will be your next judge after March the 5th, 2024. Thank you.
Any questions? Questions for our candidate, Tracy Shelby? Okay, Ms. Duarte.
Yes, thank you, Tracy, for running. I know it's a hard job to do. My question to you is regarding the Hispanic community. What plans do you have in hiring Hispanics and Latinos in your staff once you're elected? Because we need to be able to communicate.
My plan is, let me say, understand, district court has I have 2 employees, a court coordinator and a court reporter, and then myself. My other clerks are be hired by the district clerk. I am planning to at least have 1 Hispanic employee, if it's the court reporter or the court coordinator, to be able to translate. But more than that, I am planning to set up, I call it a community board, that to get out here in our community, especially our undocumented community, where there are business owners, construction workers that are being taken advantage of, and letting them know civil courts do not ask about immigration. If you're in the United States and you have been done wrong, you have a right to file a lawsuit. Come to our courts, file a lawsuit, bring a translator. Let's try to right this wrong. And so hopefully through my little board I would like to set up, that we can give them the packages in Spanish, the petition that they can fill out, that I can show them the overall how to file a lawsuit, how to go through litigation at court. But I will be trying my best, to my best effort, to continue to protect the communities that needs protection. Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, let's give a round of applause to candidate Tracy Shelby, running for the 162nd Court Civil District. Thank you. I was also asked to recognize, as we finish the LULAC National Convention, some of the people that are here today and some of the new elected and the youth recognition. So let me start by recognizing the Youth Council of the Year, Council 1154, Grand Prairie, Texas. Yay! Thank you all for being here. And everybody that makes it possible. Michelle's. So let me keep going through the list because there's more people that has to be recognized. The next one is the Youth Council Sponsor of the Year, Esmeralda Martinez, Irma Rangel, Jones Women Leadership Academy, Council 1021. Irma Rangel in the house. Sweetheart of the Year. If you're not in LULAC, we have a Sweetheart of the Year. Is Jacqueline Manganero, Council 1021. Jacqueline, thank you. Then we have the Scrapbook of the Year, Irma